Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Eddie Kingston quits AEW. Sort of.
A top WWE star refused to work with Bray Wyatt.
We're going to talk about Sonya Deville's arrest on a firearms charge.
And I'm going to tell you what William Regal is doing in WWE now. I'm Adam Wilborn.
He's working, isn't he?
Probably. This is the news.
All right, let's kick this thing off. Eddie Kingston has quit AEW on AEW video uploaded to AEW social media, so it's clearly an angle. But, you know, this is a thing, and it's quite interesting. So Eddie was on Dynamite last night. Him and Ortiz were both in the face of the Revolution ladder match, but they were so obsessed with beating each other up that they brawled all the way up the ramp to the backstage area and effectively took themselves out of the match. The announcers later explained that Eddie and Ortiz needed to be separated by 10 people. 10 people. After the show, AEW uploaded a clip of Lexi Nair interviewing Eddie, and she was like, "What the hell's going on?" And Eddie literally just said, "I quit, peace," and literally walked out the door. Yeah. Literally walked out the door. So they're running some kind of angle where Eddie's not, I guess, going to be on AEW TV for a while. Now, I'm not going to go over specific spoilers because I appreciate some people want to watch the show unspoiled. But Eddie was involved in the Ring of Honor tapings.
Yes.
That itself is not a spoiler because one of the matches will be pre-announced. Interestingly, yesterday, or the day before, Eddie had done an interview with Sacktown Sports 1140. AEW's in Sacramento next week, and Eddie's saying, I might not be there next week. I got some problems with the office, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he's working something here. I don't know what the end game is, but I hope Eddie Kingston's 2023 is better than his 2022, because he's great.
Yeah.
And this is weird.
It feels like our prediction of Eddie Kingston, very temporary AEW champion, feels further than ever away right
It's
now.
literally never happening. I fantasy book it every week.
Yeah.
It's never happening.
Especially with MJF as champion, it does not need a story.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be nice,
Yeah.
but... And maybe this is part of it. Maybe I'm misjudging this completely. I was going to say, as you were reading that story, if only there was another promotion that Tony Khan had control of that Eddie Kingston could go and work for instead of AEW. Look, I don't know what's going on here. I've not known what's going on with Eddie Kingston for quite some time, to be perfectly honest. I was not a fan of the whole House of Black thing. I get that it's built nicely into a feud between him and Ortiz, but it just felt like it muddied all the waters a little bit.
I think if that was building to somehow like Ortiz and Santana, maybe if they'd like resolved whatever's going on between them, deeply personal stuff, of course. Maybe if it was leading to that as a trios match, Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz, that could have been sick.
Yeah.
But it kind of just, I don't know, it wasn't an effective use of the House of Black, Eddie Kingston, or Ortiz.
No, exactly.
Who were all great.
Is it a coincidence that I saw some reports yesterday that WWE are taking King of the Ring to Saudi Arabia?
Hey.
Eddie Kingston has left AEW.
Versus...
I mean, give him a few months to get, trained properly in NXT and how to work, and then, boom, up to the main roster.
WWE.
I'm joking. Stop it. They're so easy. People have been like, all they need to do is go, wouldn't Kenny Omega do really well in NXT? People go, you can't say that. It's like, yeah, that's a joke.
To be fair, I think that people genuinely think that.
Some idiots do actually think that it needs seasoning.
It's not even worth the troll anymore because
Yeah.
some people think it's real. Weird.
Could have some great...
Yeah, WWE tried to bring Eddie Kingston in as a coach.
Yes,
and Thunder Rosa as a referee.
And was Dee was a coach, obviously, wasn't she? Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm just saying, Kenny Omega, Von Wagner could pull some good matches out.
I think Kenny Omega should be Von Wagner's manager, actually.
Or
there you go.
New member of Tony D's family.
Oh God! Right, move on.
Okay.
Enough of the worst.
Bray Wyatt, he is facing Bobby Lashley in a Muscle Man match at WrestleMania. We can but dream. But he apparently was scheduled potentially to work with Brock Lesnar until Brock went, I'm not doing that. I'll face Omos instead.
Yep.
This is a report from Fightful Select, wider update basically on Brock's creative. Yeah, he nixed the idea himself. He's now obviously, as I said, been slotted in against Omos at WrestleMania. Although Fightful did note that WWE has a backup option, but that isn't factored into current plans. Also reports recently that potentially, rumoured, not confirmed, is it 100%, but it's probably more likely than not, that Vince McMahon was the guy behind Brock Lesnar versus Omos, which I probably could have guessed without the reports, to be honest.
WrestleVotes reported that yesterday. Interesting. I think, even if you're okay, so Bray Wyatt inspires a lot of passionate opinions both ways, right? Mm-hmm. You love him or you really don't like him. I don't think there's many people in the middle. But regardless of where you fall within that, I think it's a lot of wrestlers who work with Bray don't come out the other end in great spots.
No.
It's a long line of people that have come out worse than when they went in, no matter how hard they've worked and no matter how good the match has been. LA Knight is probably the most recent example of that.
Yeah.
Where you know, he's had that one match last week.
On SmackDown,
he's coming back and nothing else. So yeah, like if I'm a wrestler looking at that, I might look at it and go, my creative after this is not going to be ideal. Brock may be immune to that because he's treated as such a big deal and all of that, and he should be. But I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I saw a really interesting thing. I apologise, I've forgotten who tagged us in it on Twitter. These theories about Bray Wyatt. You know, people read so much into it, which they were encouraged to do, to be fair, with the whole White Rabbit thing. Now people are saying that the reason Bray is focused in on Bobby Lashley is it's a big overarching story about, you know, the look and the muscle man. It is literally Bobby Lashley. I don't know what they're going to do, and I don't know if it's going to be a weird sort of sponsored match. I kind of hope so, to be honest, but good luck, Bobby Lashley.
Protein shake pandemonium, let's call it that.
Yeah.
We are idiots. We are complete buffoons.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about Sonya Deville. It emerged yesterday that she was actually arrested on a firearm charge last month. So just go through the reports here. So there's some stuff from Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful, and there's some stuff from TMZ as well. But basically, it was an Atlantic City Police Department who arrested Sonya last month. New Jersey, of course, that's where Atlantic City is. A handgun was found in Sonya's vehicle. She has a permit to carry that in Florida, but not in New Jersey, which is where this occurred, obviously. So the incident was on the 19th of February. A valet actually found the weapon in her glove compartment. As an aside, why is a valet raking around in someone's... Anyway, whatever. She was arrested. She was charged with 1 count of unlawful weapon possession, handgun without a permit. Sources close to the WWE star have indicated that she acquired the weapon for protection following her home invasion in 2020. She's due in court later this month, and Sean Ross Sapp reports that Sonya is working on having the charge thrown out. Now, she was in Atlantic City celebrating with her fiance. Congratulations on the recent engagement. And WWE sources have indicated that there's no heat on Sonya. They are understanding of her decision to protect herself following the home invasion. So, of course, that was August, wasn't it, 2020, where someone broke into her house in Florida. The charges were many. It was an attempted kidnapping. Perpetrator was charged with aggravated stalking, armed burglary of a dwelling, attempted armed kidnapping, and criminal mischief, while Deville was granted a temporary injunction against stalking violence. So there you go. That's the latest on Sonya Deville and her situation.
Finally, what is William Regal doing in WWE now? Of course, he switched back from AEW to WWE. His son, Charlie Dempsey, is doing great guns in NXT.
Yorkshire.
Yes, he's just partnered up with Drew Gulak, for those who've... like me, watching NXT. There's not many of us. PWInsider.com, though, were able to provide the following details. I'll just read this for you. Regal, who officially holds the title of VP of Global Talent Development, is at every Raw and SmackDown taping. That's good news. As part of his duties, he watches and takes notes on every match at the taping and meets with the talents after to provide advice on ways that they can make their matches look stronger and more realistic from an in-ring perspective, including notes and suggestions on how talents can improve their selling, physicality during locking up, and reversals, etc. We've been told Regal is more or less giving advice on how to improve the finer points of their matches so that everyone can look stronger inside the ring and not be a trout slapper. I added that little bit at the end. Who better to learn from? I mean, like you said, we knew the reasons he wanted to go back to WWE, partially to work with Triple H, who was now running things. They obviously had a great relationship when they were working in NXT together, but mainly because his son's back there, and he wants to be a dad watching his son do the business that he did. And what better use of his skills than this?
Sounds like a very sensible and appropriate use of William Regal, doesn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
Why would you use him in any other way, really? I mean, obviously, like he mentioned coming out of AEW that he wasn't really being consulted in that way, which is really strange to me. I don't really know why you'd have a resource like William Regal there. If I was in someone's position, I'd be like, this guy's here. I want to get some of that knowledge. I want to pick this man's brain and stuff. So it's good to know that's been formalized in his role. Very sensible.
Yeah, exactly. When I was lucky enough to speak to him, he talked about how the fact he was like, look, in AEW, it was more, I'll be there, Danielson, Claudio, they'll be there, Yuta will be there. We'll be there early doing our stuff, but I'm there. Come up to me and talk to me if you want to learn anything. Whereas this way around, it's more like, right, thanks, well done on your match. Towel yourself down, or I don't know what they do, and go and have a chat with Big Bill. Not that one.
Big Bill.
About the match. Bill. But I think this is absolutely the best use of his talents. Yeah. And if I was a wrestler, I wouldn't talk to William Regal because I'd never get any wrestling done because I'd listen to that man read the phone book.
I'd rather talk to Big Bill, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I love Big Bill.
Nearly, not quite Big Bill.
Almost.
Next time.
Large William.
I love him.
Come on. I love just tall people.
Thanks.
Great. No.
Let's move on to our Twitter questions. We've flip reversed it today. Andy's got them. Yeah. I don't like this.
Well, actually, weird. this guy fired up the thread, and he has picked some very chaotic questions. Actually, he's a wee prick. He trolled you with one of these. I'll get to that one last.
Damn you!
But first of all, thank you to the YouTube community for sending these through. The first one comes from William Sanders. Who do you guys see as Cody's first title defense post-Mania? My pitch is for Solo to step up for the Bloodline with Reigns temporarily out of the picture. Heyman can keep the feud going strong, and Solo would want to prove he can be the head of the table. I think Solo is a very good idea.
That's a great shout.
And he could he's been really well protected, but he could lose to Cody.
Yeah,
no problem.
Technically, he's lost via DQ, but I don't think he's been pinned or submitted in a singles match on the main roster.
They've handled him really well.
Yeah, in terms of I was going to say, I want to keep that undefeated streak running, but what for? This is the perfect idea of you've destroyed the whole family. Now you've got the enforcer or whatever we call it.
Enforcer.
Is coming to get you. Yeah, me and Sidge talked a little bit about Cody potentially losing to Gunther at SummerSlam. This is his first L to take. I genuinely can't think of anyone really better than that. Normally they do really crap, obvious ones like, well done, Cody, you've won the world title, and your first title defense will be Jinder Mahal. It's like, oh, cool. Because at the end of the day, you kind of know, especially with a story like this, whoever he faces, he's going to leave as champion.
Yeah.
So you might as well milk this story a little bit more and have that, unpredictability of he's either going to lose the title or he's going to lose his undefeated streak. It's a great shout. Well done, Big Bill. That was a Big Bill, wasn't it? His name was William.
It was, it was Big Bill from AEW there.
Cheers, Big Bill.
Thank you, Big Bill. As an aside, right, I know we've seen the feud and I know it's been done several times. Seth the Chef.
Yeah,
they did
run it back, baby.
They did hint at coming back to it.
Actually, no. Do it at Money in the Bank so we can see it live and in living colour.
Boom.
Here in the UK, baby.
That show sold out in 1 minute.
Yep.
1 minute. Fair play.
Jeez.
Shout outs to the UK.
Yeah.
We're here, but yeah. Right. Autumn. This is fun. This is more of a Friday question, but it's fun. The cast and crew of WhatCulture are now being drafted to wrestling promotions. Which promotion is everyone in? NXT.
NXT, straight. I think I'd be the first pick.
I think so. Sidgwick's in AEW.
Sidgwick's in AEW.
Hamlet's main roster WWE.
Hamlet's probably, because him and I talk about it most. SmackDown.
Yeah.
Miller, does it have to be one promotion?
I'm putting Miller on Raw.
Yeah, Miller.
That's a 3-hour show and you need the most entertaining people in the world to fill those 3 hours. There you go. I am taking my talents to DDT because I want to wrestle the blow-up doll and the giant panda.
Yeah.
Those are my picks. The DDT has
Gareth Morgan's going to UFC, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
Kicks ass, that boy.
Or GLEAT, because there's some UWFI stuff.
It's a big a bare knuckle fighting championship match is coming up. I saw. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm quite scared of it though. I don't really understand it.
I'm terrified of that. I'm a wimp. Phil could probably
slap fight.
GCW because he's nuts. He'll go for it. Who are we missing? Adam Nicholas can go to the DDT offshoot Boys with a Z because it's for handsome men. That's the point of the promotion. So there you
go. Andrew Pollard, Lucha Underground.
What? Okay. But
that's why I give him something different.
Just running out of options. Where's Cy White going? Where's she going?
Oh, Cy.
I think Cy and Pollard should go to Lucha Underground as a tag team. Why not?
Yes.
Why not? You're not going to like this one.
Oh, God.
Phil Haddock has been on. Shout outs to the big fish. Okay. Hi, legends. Keep up the great work.
Hi, Phil.
So with NXT being total dross right now...
I'm going.
If you guys were booking it, what would you change and who would you make top stars on the brand?
Well, thank you for asking, Phil. It isn't dross. It is absolutely excellent, and people need to realise that it deserves a lot more respect. And I can't wait.
Do you think people should really respect it? Because I do.
Because I do, yeah. Roadblock next week, absolute ripper. I'm kind of getting my way because it looks like Tiffany Stratton is going to be fighting for the world title, the women's world title at Stand and Deliver. She said, I've got next, basically, after Roxanne Perez versus Miko Satomura. Doesn't sound too rubbish after all that, does it, fishy boy? Tommy Tuna over there.
Bobby Fish.
And Tony D. Tony D is champion. No, Grayson Waller is champion. Because he's going to fight HBK. Yeah. People need to open their eyes on this one. He's going to fight Shawn Michaels, or more than likely Dragon Lee. But yeah. Potentially Shawn Michaels, he's going to fight him over WrestleMania.
Shawn Michaels in the Dragon Lee match.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll fight you, but I'll look very different and move quite quickly.
Why the hell not?
And I'd have Tony D, me North American champion. And I want, more importantly than all that, my boy Briggs. No,
but
Jensen. The one who's not, to get his nut. It's one of the best overarching storylines in wrestling, some people are saying.
NXT.
Also, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are genuinely the best. Like, even Andy thinks that.
Yeah, they should
kick ass.
Carry the brand.
And Von Wagner's got hot.
NXT's my least favourite show of all time. The current version. I hate it. I hate that I have to keep up with it for work. To fix it, I would cancel. No, I wouldn't do that.
No.
That'd be mean. Carmelo and Trick.
Yeah. I will say this, and I'm not even trolling on this. NXT had a better go-home show than Dynamite. I mean, folks, where's the light? Two absolute rippers on this week's
Dynamite
NXT.
wasn't great last night. I mean,
bits of it were great.
There was some okay stuff. Big Bill, mainly.
Big Bill.
Ladder match was fun.
Yeah. John Moxley's promo was something else, wasn't it?
It was 10 out of 10.
I would not want to be
fantastic.
I wouldn't want to be. I'd like to be Kenny Omega, but I wouldn't want to be the cleaner sorting those stairs out.
Man.
John, mate, you've bled all over the stairs. You have to put a danger slip sign down.
I was just sitting there watching that and going, man, people have so many dumb conversations about this man. Like, oh, he's a bit sloppy. Oh, he bleeds too much. Oh, he shouldn't have won that award that I don't like. Guy's been like one of the best wrestlers in the world, solid for 4 years. I don't know how you can watch a promo like that and still go, oh, why is he bleeding again? Shut up, man.
But best of all, you know how these tweets, all these comments, do you know how many get through to him? Zero!
John
Andy
Moxley,
pointed this out, he's not on the internet.
Don't tweet. Perfect.
He writes a book and then he goes away.
Writes a book, pisses off.
He's going on holiday after Sunday, isn't he, probably?
I have no idea. I don't think they're ever letting that man.
Poor bastard.
Well, the problem is he wants to go fishing and you never know what you'll catch if you go fishing.
Oh, thank you to, what's his name? John Haddock for that question.
Phil Haddock.
Phil Haddock, sorry.
Bobby Fish's brother.
and finally...
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Congratulations to Solo Sikoa. I realise we just booked you to lose your winning streak.
Yeah.
But he got married. And
that's another win right here, yeah.
Look at that.
Hey.
Look at how happy they are.
Breaking character. Disgusting.
Oh, God. No, just be happy for wrestlers. Awesome. Yeah. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Sorry, I don't know what.
Mr. and Mrs. Sikoa.
Solo Sikoa.
Fatu, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you take over? Yeah. Go vote.
Mr. and Mrs. Reigns. No.
And finally, you may now acknowledge me.
Mr. and Mrs. Rikishi Jr.
Yes.
There you go.
Congratulations, though. Lovely. Terry loves love. Adam loves love. I love Terry Crews. Terry's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He loves yogurt.
Love yogurt as well,
He loves yogurt, man. Really loves
yogurt. Yogurt?
Favourite
flavour of yogurt?
I've got one in the fridge. Greek yogurt with honey.
Ooh.
The win.
I'm a cherry boy all the way through.
I don't like cherries.
Love popping a cherry, me.
Jesus,
right, let's know your thoughts on that. In the comment section below.
Taken off the air.
Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Send us your... No, actually, it's Wacky Friday tomorrow, isn't it?
It is.
Is it going to be on YouTube or is it going to be on Twitter?
Twitter. No. YouTube. Yeah.
Right, Andy's going to probably post a silly picture or something, which means you don't need to ask us who we thought was the best wrestler from 1983, okay?
Yeah.
I want questions like, what's your favourite flavour of yogurt? That's your baseline, bare minimum. Harley Race flavoured yogurt?
Yeah. Best wrestler of 1983 was Petty Falou. There you go. Let's get ahead. I got a very important.
Adam Wilborn on Twitter. He's on Twitter at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hoop 33. The Hoop.
It's back.
Yeah, the Hoop for Red October.
People were annoyed about that on our Nightmares thing. That was no
They were annoyed about a lot of things on that video, weren't they, brother?
Yes, we are somehow simultaneously paid WWE and AEW shows depending on what day it is.
The joke's on them because I'm a Tokyo Joshi Pro show.
Ew. So. At WhatCulture WWE for all of us, but for now, my thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Maki Ito, more great matches this year than Roman Reigns. Seriously.